sorry for small delay because actually we had a small technical problem. So I hope this time it will be better. Hello all again. Thank you for being a part of this webinar, third webinar in a series of webinars that Balkanvibe is organizing in the recent time. And as for tonight, we will be talking about making some partnerships with international travel subjects like tour operators, travel agencies, etc. Furthermore, we will be discussing the potential ways how to approach those agencies, how to collaborate with them, and what is the best way how to make them sell all the tours from all around the Western Balkans, and how to promote our region this way. Tonight we have two guests at our webinar. The first one is Mr. Thierry. He's the owner and founder of Green Visions Agency. Thierry, welcome.
Hi.
How are you doing tonight?
Doing very well.
Great. As part of your introduction, you can say, tell us more about your experiences related to this topic, and also to tell us more about your agency. What are you doing in the latest time, and what are your plans for future, for the winter season, etc.
Thank you, Vesna. Okay, so my name is Thierry Joubert. I'm Dutch, and I've been living in Bosnia for over 25 years, 26 actually. Mm-hmm. And since 2000, we've been running an ecotourism company, outdoor adventure, hiking, biking, cycling, discovery, cultural tours throughout Bosnia and the Western Balkans. We mainly operate, or we have a lot of clients and guests from the UK market. That's we've been very successful in communicating to them why they should be coming to Bosnia. And about 65% of our business comes from working with other tour operators, so international tour operators who are sending. We are developing products with them, and they're sending guests to Bosnia.
Okay.
But obviously, we have the markets are changing constantly. So we have a lot of we're getting more and more people from the US, Australia. There's a lot of English speaking, more German as well. So I know that we've been with Balkanvibe also on the ITB, so there's more and more coming from that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to ask you next. I'm wondering from which countries is the majority of the international tourists that are coming to, from which countries are they coming?
I think that depends very much on, from company to company. But in our case, so at Green Visions, I would say 65% of the people are coming from the UK. And the rest is a combination of the US, Australia, and Germany. And when I say 65%, those are mainly our multi-day tours. So I would almost say like 55% of our products are 8 days or more. So we have trips that are 8 days in Bosnia, 10, but it goes up to 23 days throughout the Balkans.
And which markets would you like to expand on in your future activities and promotion?
I think one of the interesting markets is Scandinavia. So we're talking about Norway, Sweden, Denmark, Finland. We've had some marketing activities, some fan trips here.
Okay.
But I think what's very interesting about the market is that there are more and more direct flights.
Yeah.
Whether it's Wizz Air, Norwegian,
especially Wizz Air.
Yeah. So there are better connections to not only to Croatia, to Bosnia, Montenegro, there's Albania as well. So I think that's an important thing to know. So now more and more people can come for shorter periods. So a lot of people come maybe for 4 days, 5 days, when a ticket is only 50 or 100 euros.
Okay. Then what is definite is that their stay at our region is like getting longer in the recent time.
Yeah, I mean they're definitely getting longer, and I think depending our experience has been so far now with Scandinavia is that people tend to come as individual travelers.
Yeah.
Although more and more Swedish or Norwegian, Finnish tour operators are offering products, but I think the region is known for Croatian.
Yeah.
So that's why they all want to come.
Croatia is becoming popular.
Yes, but then they see Croatia very quickly and they want to do other activities. I mean, that's maybe also very important. Most of our products, and I would say about 75% of our products, have Bosnia and another one or two countries. So it could be Bosnia and Croatia, it could be Bosnia, Croatia, Montenegro, and sometimes we have 6 countries. So a lot of people want to see the Balkans, they want to see more countries, especially if they're coming from America or Australia. They want to spend at least 10 days, Australians 20 days, and they want to see as much as possible.
Okay, great. Considering the customer behavior, what are the interests of your guests? What are they like most willing to do here in the Balkans?
Most of our guests are looking for a soft adventure. So by soft I mean nothing extreme. They want to do some good activities, so anywhere between 4 and 5 hours a day, and they want to stay in a comfortable hotel or accommodation. And that's not always possible, especially in the mountains. But it's becoming much more and more accessible. So, so I would say like they want to hike, they want to bike, 4 to 5 hours, nothing extreme. Have a nice meal, good hotel, and as part of this, all of them want to see and experience the culture. So they want to maybe go, especially here in Bosnia, but also outside. They want to see the cities. They want to explore the culture, the food, museums. So 45 and 65. So it's even it's getting this age group is getting older and older. So, they have more disposable income. They have traveled before a lot, but they still want to see places.
And do you maybe have an idea on how we can like attract more people, more younger people to come to this region? Do we have some like selling points for those age groups to come here?
Yes, I think that there's this group, the millennials.
Millennials, yeah.
Everyone talks about it. I think the people are very, I would say they're environmentally conscious. They want to know more about the culture. They want to know more about the places they visit. And I think these people prefer to come directly to local tour operators that they trust. Book online, it has to be seamless, very easy to book. They are more, I would say, inclined to make bookings on the internet than their parents or the generations before. And we've seen that. So we are seeing now in the last 2 years, especially in our trekking programs, so they might be a little bit more adventurous, where people will come for 8 or 10 days and book online directly with us or through what we're doing with Balkan.
Okay, great. That's why we are offering our booking and payment system to be implemented into your website. So if you have an interest in partnering up in this with us in this manner, just like let us know through our email address contact@balkanvibe.com. And furthermore, concerning the international partnerships, actually partnering up with foreign travel agencies, what is your experience about that?
It takes time to get. Well, it took us a lot of time to get these contacts and to go and meet them. I think the personal contact is very important.
Mm-hmm.
It's becoming more and more easier for them to come here. So I would definitely make sure that if you have a contact, invite them to come over to see the place. Because once they see, once they see the Balkans, I've yet to come across people who say like, no, this is not interesting.
Yeah.
So I think that's very important, and they need to come and see it. It'll take time. So if you're starting off right now, it's probably not going to happen in a year. It's going to take 2 years. I mean,
Yeah.
we generate contacts, and then we work with these people and send information and keep on, the contacts with them, and maybe meet them at different fairs. And sometimes 4 years go over before anything happens, and then on the 5th year, all of a sudden, it takes off. It's all about building a personal relationship with product managers from these companies. So if you work with if it's like B2B business.
Yeah. In accordance with this, I would like to hear your opinion about global affiliate network that Balkanvibe has designed for their partners. What do you think about the perspectives of this program?
I think for a lot of businesses like ourselves, we're talking about small outdoor adventure or small tour operators. I think it's going to be very, very important that we have a very good presence on the web.
Yeah.
An online presence, online payment that is very easy to use. Unfortunately, like here in Bosnia, our banks are hopeless, so we have no seamless online payment gateway. So I think relationships like with Balkanvibe are very, very important, especially for small businesses like ourselves, because otherwise it just becomes too complicated, or we will have to look outside of the region. So there are obviously other options, from fiat or
Yeah.
There are many other options. But I think what is really great is if we can work on a regional level where we know where we know each other, where we can also promote the region. I think that's one of the things that I've seen is that, again, going back to our guests, they like the region, and countries are so small, so you can be in Croatia on the coast
and explore the surroundings.
So you're in no time in Mostar, you're in no time in Herzegovina, Montenegro.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to combine.
Yeah. And definitely we should work more on unifying the whole region and make it like one travel destination that will be known around the world.
Yeah.
Actually, based on your experience, what are the most the core selling points the Bosnia as first has, and also other countries in the region?
I think, there's a whole range, but I think one is the proximity to Europe, which is, it hasn't been discovered, so it's also the unknown, which is a selling point. The other thing is the nature is absolutely stunning. It's, I would say, off the beaten path, not a lot of visitors, so people have, that feeling of, wow, this is all ours. Then because there are so many countries, as part of the Western Balkans, eight countries, so it's different cultures. Again, you can quickly visit them. You can, on your way, you can experience different religions, different food, different traditions, architecture, and I think that's also a very big very big plus, which you don't get to see in many other places. So it's that combination of nature and culture as well, all very much combined. So you can do both.
Yeah, great. I agree absolutely. Basically, one more question that I'm like very interested about is that summer season at the Balkans, especially in Bosnia and Herzegovina, is pretty like developed. Like we are having a lot of guests coming during the summer. But what about winter season? What are your plans for this winter and the following period?
Winter has been a challenge for us. The winter is, as you know, our mountains are quite high. They're isolated. They can be quite extreme. Now I'm not talking only about Bosnia, but all the way to Macedonia, Albania. They can be quite harsh winters. So up to now, we ourselves have offered snowshoeing trips that include more of the towns. So it's like winter breaks where you get to see snow, etc. And then there's obviously the skiing. Skiing has been a bit of a challenge because our ski centers haven't been operating very professionally, so we have not.
But we hope to have better situation on this.
Absolutely, and that's changing now. So I think last year was kind of a turnaround. Lots of infrastructure projects, new lifts, new hotels, both on on the main mountain ranges. Lots of private investments, so those are also important. And it just came out, and it was like was it yesterday or the day before yesterday in the Guardian, a story about one of the undiscovered ski regions of the world, and that's Bosnia in this region. So again, access. You don't have to go very far. It's very affordable too. So it's not cheap, but it's also not so expensive as in the Alps. So for us, we up to now, we try and expand our summers, so make them longer. So April, May, we start already, and then continue until October. So we finish in October. So our winter season right now for us is mainly January, February. So then we have a couple of months, and the rest of those other months we kind of prepare, evaluate.
And it's worth it.
And it's worth it.
Great. And when we talk about Via Dinarica, can you tell us more about like your future plans, what is changing, what is happening there right now, etc.
Yeah. So the Via Dinarica is 2,000 or 1,200 now kilometer trail. That miles trail that goes from Slovenia to Albania. And the whole question, when we started this in 2009, was how could we create a destination out of the Balkans that was around hiking, biking, culture. And so the Via Dinarica was established as a long distance trail. And what we've seen is a real increase of awareness. So a lot of people know the trail. We've been working very hard in Croatia, Slovenia, Bosnia, Kosovo, Albania, other countries in establishing these trails. A lot of marketing is happening, all kinds of projects continuing. And it's not Green Visions, but it's all of the countries. There's one coordination body and various NGOs who are involved in the development. But I think the interesting thing about the Via Dinarica case is that it presents cultural corridor and an outdoor adventure corridor throughout the Western Balkans. So when you talk about the Via Dinarica, you think of one big trail, but there's so many different access points along the trail. It takes about 60 days to walk, so not a lot of people are going to be doing that. But you can break it into small sections.
Great. And how many people pass through the Via Dinarica trail from the start to an end?
It's very difficult to say because we can't keep track of it. It's too long, but there are various indicators that a lot of people are interested. So, our Vietnam website has about 5 million visits a year. We have, when we talk is anecdotal, of course, but when we talk to mountain huts, they see a significant increase in the use of the huts. There are more donors. They are now also interested in investing in the infrastructure of the
And after all, do you think that the major opportunity for Western Balkans tourism lays in outdoor adventure and ecotourism?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm asking.
But yes, outdoor adventure. But that's also our passion. So it's like hiking and biking. But again, as I said before, the culture is so unique. So you have to put it together. A lot of people who come here don't. They want some good hikes or some good bike rides, explore the rivers, but they also want to come to Sarajevo or Tirana or Sikotor, or they'll land in Belgrade, go to visit Split, and then go Makarska Bilkovo, go hiking in the mountains. They want the combination, so not only just outdoor adventure. They want to see that culture that makes this place so unique. So that's. I think for us that's again it's a big plus, and I think the Via Dinarica is, as I said, it's more than just a trail. It's also that cultural corridor, and that's what we're promoting too.
Yeah, but definitely the nature is something that makes this whole region really special, especially when you put yourself in a perspective of people that are coming from large cities and they don't have really the opportunity to experience such a beautiful nature like we
Yes.
can. Okay, and also I would like to invite our guests to ask their questions below the live streaming, so it's chance for them to ask Thierry everything they are interested about. And I have actually a few more questions for you regarding the digital marketing. You will probably agree with me, I suppose, that digital marketing is becoming more and more popular in the world, and especially when we talk about tourism, it's a must. And how do you see digital marketing presence of our travel agencies from Bosnia as first, and also from the whole region of the Western Balkans?
I think most of us are using online. Well, the online marketing goes as far as having a website and using email, maybe a newsletter here or there. And I think business partnerships like with organizations like Balkanvibe are so important, where we get to tap into new technologies, new ways of communicating to potential clients what we have. Again, also the online payments, the booking portals, the way we present also our products to the traveler. I think that this relationship is very important because we've kind of been isolated. We have we've not had that many guests in the region before. Now it's exploding, so now it's going to be even more and more important for us to communicate what we have here, because we get more companies who are getting involved, and we're starting to compete with other destinations. So I think one of my main priorities for the next 2 to 3 years is really investing heavily in on our online presence in many different ways, but using new technologies, so not just the website itself. That's not enough.
Okay. And I'm also thinking about event management and organizing some interesting events here in the Western Balkans. What do you think? Is it something that can improve the whole situation about tourism here in the Balkans if we organize more like events, festivals, etc.?
Yeah, I know from the outdoor adventure perspective, it's very popular in the world. and even in the region to organize like trail running events. It could be, bike ultra marathons. A lot of people get participate in it, but also a lot of people who can't participate in it, they get excited about the region, and there's a lot of attention being put on the region. So there's some very good events that are taking place for instance, in the Socha Valley. So it's the Socha Festival, which is very popular. So, also they have an ultra marathon there. But then there's Paklenica on the coast as well in Croatia. So there's lots of there are lots and lots of events that attract local participants, but are getting also more and more international participants. So whenever we talk about the region, there's definitely an interest also from foreigners to come and participate in these events, and we see a rise in that.
Yeah, based on our experience also, it's much easier to sell something that is happening around some like event. Okay. And one final question from me. What do you think? How Balkanvibe network, global affiliate like program, content marketing packages can contribute to can improve the situation in tourism of this country?
Okay, my experience has been that very few governments in the past few years here in the Balkans have been serious about promoting the destination. It's been more like old tourism and a type of tourism that's kind of old school mass marketing, big groups, etc., which is one part of tourism, but it's not really what we have to offer in the smaller communities in the mountains. So the type of ecotourism, outdoor adventure tourism, has not really been promoted, and I think Balkanvibe, the portal, content, stories about the villages, about life here, people living here, are so important because that's what people want these days. They want to see the story. So what's the story in the Balkans? What is happening here? And that's what attracts the traveler. So we have that, and with that we actually create a destination. So whether it is the Western Balkans or the Vietnamese, I think those stories have to come out. And I think the partnership between the business world and Balkanvibe, we can kind of start to generate these stories, use the platform to put out what's happening here, and kind of get a voice for I would say for outdoor adventure culture as well, but especially to places that are maybe a little bit off the beaten path, or that don't get visited so often, because obviously people will go to Dubrovnik, or they'll go to Kotor or Tirana. There's some big places where people are going to Zagreb, but it is the hinterlands, it's the mountain ranges, it's the communities out there that have this unique, I would almost say, cultural feel, and also the outdoor adventure, their natural settings. So for me, I think that kind of Balkanvibe can provide that. And then another thing is, because my experience has been, we work a lot with other tour operators in the Balkans, because we share a common language, common history as part of the former Yugoslavia. Albania is a little bit different, but then again, it's in the same mountain range, the Central Dinaric Alps. So there's a lot of, I would say, similarities. And because it's so close to each other, we naturally, and I say we, tour operators, naturally are moving towards each other, and we are constantly, we have Green Regions has a network of local partners who we work constantly with in developing new products. For somebody might be contacting one of our partners in Croatia, and they want to do Croatia, but also Bosnia and Montenegro. So what I've seen more and more in the past 2 years is we're developing products, and could be 2 or 3 companies doing this together from the region. And I think Balkanvibe, through some of the events, and like the ITB, where we also were, also being on the same platform and selling our product, that enhances that kind of communication, partnership, and that really looks also good to the traveler, because you get product out quickly, people see we're working together, which makes everyone happy, so it's...
Yeah, and as you know, we are offering our booking system for our partners. So I would like to know, what do you think? How important is the booking system? Because I noticed that some agencies are not so willing to invest in their booking system because they are not giving such an importance for this type of like approaching potential guests.
Yeah, I would say in the past it hasn't been so important, but again, an online presence is more. It's becoming more important than just having a website. You need to, be there also on mobile. You need to seamlessly integrate into your sales, and people need the information very quickly. You need to kind of also, the traveler needs to feel comfortable with when they make the booking. So a lot of times I just see, also websites that are not, they're not, they either don't go very well on mobile, or they're not up to date, or the language hasn't been, adjusted for the traveler, and I think that puts off a lot of people. And so a lot of, I would say a lot of companies, they just don't understand that yet here in the region. So maybe they target regionally. So they might be some rafting companies. There might be some companies that are very much also on the local market, and they have a different distribution channel. But I know for myself is that from us in Green Villages, yes, there is a I would say a learning curve. So you've got to populate, the website, or you've got to populate the sales platform with all the programs. But once it's out there, then things become much easier. The other thing, of course, is that there's a big need for software within smaller companies, because you can't afford to hire extra people, because
of course, especially developers.
Yes, or developers,
digital marketing specialists.
Yeah, it's very, very expensive, and it's even for us. But also, bringing extra people on board who do sales for you, and keep extra people who man the phones, or are constantly, communicating with people through email. It's very, very costly. So investing in a platform, or a sales platform, can definitely pay off, especially if you attach that to what I said before, stories, so that people can see, these companies are involved in Balkanvibe, or these companies are involved in developing, generating content, and at the same time they're also running tours, so they must be the experts. So for me, it's that, I would just encourage people to, in one way or another, to get involved. I mean, there are different platforms, but if you have a local platform, I think it makes sense to.
Okay, all of you are invited to join us. Actually, as I already told you, today we will have another guest. It's our external development manager, Miss Donna Thomson. She is located in Liverpool, and today she is going to talk about, she will be sharing some of her tips about approaching UK-based travel agencies, and also she will tell us more about what should be emphasized from our offer in order to attract more people to come to this region. Basically, now we are going to call Donna, so she will be live in a minute or so.
Hello.
Hello, Donna. What's up?
Hello.
Hi. How are you doing these days?
I'm really good, thank you. How are you?
Great, great. Mr. Thierry from Green Visions is with us. You didn't have a chance to meet him. Yeah, you heard our presentation so far. Now we are going to continue with your presenting about the possible ways on how to reach travel agencies from UK, and we would like you to tell us more about how do you see the Western Balkans region and what is the potential behind the Balkans.
Okay, so just to introduce myself quickly, my name is Donna Thomson. I'm the external business.
Just a moment. Can you
Can you
uh,
hear?
in, I will try to like excuse me. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so
We'll
my name
fix
is
this later.
Donna Thomson, and I'm the external business development manager based in Liverpool in the UK. So my role within Balkan Vibe is to collaborate with international travel agencies, tour companies, and introduce them to the global affiliate network for foreign partners. So I'll be working over the next 12 weeks closely with different brands, introducing them to the role, explaining how it would be mutually beneficial to partner, highlighting the benefits of collaborating with Balkan Vibe, explaining the wider sort of social and economic impact within the Western Balkans as well. Um, One of sort of the main things just now is the things that we're concentrating on when
Mhm.
I'm talking with the agents, airlines, tour operators, tour guiding agencies is the global affiliate network packages and also the Balkan Vibe digital marketing packages. So, do you want me to talk about them a little bit, or do you want to move on to?
Basically, as first, I would like you to tell us more about the behavior of UK-based agencies and their willingness to approach to
Yeah,
partner up with local agencies from
yeah.
the Balkans.
I
And what is your opinion about this?
Of course. Well, I think it's very beneficial to have a local agent within the UK. This increases the trust. When approaching local agents, you're able to talk in their own language and explain fully what the packages include. I think the main concern is always financials, and people are reluctant to part with their credit card information or financial details when they aren't located in the same country or they don't have representation in the same country. So this is a big part of my role is to just provide a bit more security to people within the UK to partner with Balkan Vibe. I think that there is a great deal of interest in the Western Balkans at the moment. It's I would say it's an upcoming area. As far as UK tourism is concerned, it's not one of the most popular destinations, but certainly within the last 2 or 3 years, there has been a surge in interest, and people are curious and they want to know more. So it's an excellent time for companies, UK or international partners, to be involved and partner with Balkan Vibe.
Okay, great. And as far as from the perspective of one English traveler, would you like to visit the Western Balkans region, and why?
Yeah, I think that what comes as a great surprise to people who have visited the area is the quality of the food in the area, the beauty of the area, the beaches, the scenery, lakes and mountains, the nature. It's very diverse. Um, the countries are small and you can easily, you can do a bit of touring if that's what you wish to do. British British travellers, I wouldn't say there's a typical type of British travellers. You have like young people who can travel in groups. You have families, and they tend to choose a destination and stick to that area. And then you have the couples and maybe older people who like to do a bit of culture and sightseeing. Certainly, things like boat excursions, nature. These are all of great interest to British tourists. I think one of the concerns may be the quality of accommodation. I know from experience from talking with the agents that they perhaps feel that the standard isn't equivalent, but certainly that's people are beginning to understand that that's not the case. The standard of accommodation is really good and equivalent to the rest throughout Europe. So it's just really overcoming these objections and helping the agents to understand and basically get some more people advertising within the global affiliate network and create fantastic packages for British travellers.
Oh, okay. We were talking about this. As for travelers, group travelings, I would like to hear your opinion on how we can attract universities, schools, like some businesses as well to send their people to Western Balkans.
Yeah, I think there's a huge market within the UK for mutual exchange programs, and I'll certainly be approaching universities within the UK, highlighting the benefits. A lot of universities and colleges and schools they like to have an activity when they do exchange or educational trips. So it's always good to have something before you approach them, for instance, football or basketball or something, maybe like if they're business students, it's really good to have a sort of focus within the area that you can pitch basically to the universities to try and attract to groups. As far as group bookings are concerned, the main problem or the main issue is normally airline seats. For 2019, the airline seats have all just been released on the low-cost carriers, and there's some fantastic fares available from the UK to the Western Balkans. They're really low cost just now, and that enables tour operators and travel agents to keep their package holiday prices low, which makes it very attractive.
Okay, and related to this topic, how do you think that Balkanvibe can contribute to the realization of these plans regarding the group travelings?
How can they contribute? Well, I think just by having group activities available within the global affiliate network, if you've got the correct packages and we can approach the companies, that's basically the best way to attract. Find the diverse, unique packages that perhaps aren't available in any other countries, and it's a unique selling point that way.
Yeah. Basically, you are playing the major role in this. Okay. Okay, great. And what else I wanted to ask you is about similar travel platforms that are based in UK, similar to the Balkanvibe. And what can you say about those platforms? Are people very prone to use it, and how we can take the advantage of those?
Yeah, I think it's a fairly new type of platform that's popped up. I worked as a tour guide in Liverpool, and we used all these platforms to advertise our tours, and it was successful. You've got bookings coming in from all different countries, but it's all managed within the one system. It's just basically the best thing to do is load all your tours on and see which ones sell best. If you're a new tour operator, you have to try various different packages. If you're already an existing tour operator, then you know what works and you can concentrate on that package. But certainly within the UK, over the last few years, there's definitely been an increase on affiliate network and marketing packages.
Yeah. In our earlier conversations, you have mentioned Viator,
Yeah.
and I would ask you about how we can take the opportunity of this platform and how we can, as a region, use it in England,
Well,
in UK, actually.
yeah, I mean, what happens there is they're like a consolidator for tours. So they're very similar. They've got lots of different tour operators advertising. Um, Basically, if you've got your online presence and you have your packages available, then it's very similar. It's just a case of making it available to the consumer within each country, making them aware of the product. And I know that's what Balkanvibe are excellent at with their marketing. Um, Viator now there's actually, I've got a list of approximately 100 similar companies within the UK. Now, they don't all specialise in the Balkans, but that's the volume that we're working at just now. It is getting very popular, especially over the last year. But certainly, I would say it started to increase about 3 years ago. British tourists are quite happy to book independently. They're happy to book their flights and then add their packages on independently. They're quite confident about doing that now, and I think that's fantastic because obviously it's going to help with the business.
Okay. And also, can you tell our guests what are your future plans for um, Balkanvibe, and what are the future steps you are going to take in development of a global affiliate program?
Yeah, so over the next 12 weeks, I'll be contacting airlines, ticketing agents, tour operators. We've got the World Travel Market coming up in London next week, which is a very large part of the programme. We'll be meeting with a lot of different online tour operators there, where we can talk to them about the possibility of partnering with Balkanvibe. After the World Travel Market, then we'll know what our main focuses are. But certainly over the next 12 weeks, I'll be concentrating on working mainly with tour companies within the UK, especially niche markets, religious tours, nature, health and well-being. Any companies that have tours to the area, coach companies, just basically anybody that has a program within the Balkans. We're
Everyone
interested
that
in
might be
speaking.
interested. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, great. And what do you expect from this World Travel Market in London?
Well, from previous experience, it's always been very successful. I think, again, it's a trust thing. When people can see you face to face, it improves partnerships and relationships, obviously, and people are keener to speak to you or deal with you if they've actually met you. Then it definitely is good for relationships. So it couldn't come at a better time. I've only just started the role with Balkanvibe. The exhibition is next week, and that gives me a really good sort of 9-10 weeks after the exhibition to work on these contacts and get them involved with the global affiliate and the digital marketing packages and the Balkanvibe platform and program.
Okay, I'm using this opportunity to invite all the travel agencies that are interested in promoting themselves during the World Travel Market in London, because I will be present during this fair, and they can provide me with their promotional materials so I can bring them up to the World Travel Market, and maybe there's a chance for them to be noticed among all the agencies. It's a really great opportunity because this is the largest travel fair in the world, and I think it will be worth it.
Yeah, it's my favorite event of all the travel events. It's the most successful, and it's really quite an exciting event. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, great. Since you are like like a part of Balkanvibe, I would like to invite you to talk more about our marketing packages and how one travel agency can can take the opportunity of these.
Okay, so the Balkanvibe digital marketing packages, there's four packages available, and there's really something for every business type size. We've got packages for micro businesses, growing businesses, and large enterprises. They're extremely competitively priced. They're compared to UK prices, they're very very inexpensive. But not only that, at the moment there's a promotion on because of the funding that Balkanvibe have at the moment, and they're doing a price match so that the clients are actually getting double whatever their investment is. It's matched by Balkanvibe, so they're getting double whatever their investment is, which is fantastic. So it covers things. For instance, the basic package. Your agency has tours on the Balkanvibe platform. You've got weekly social posts on Balkanvibe Facebook, which has over 21,000 followers, I think, at the moment. It's an interactive Facebook page, and it's fantastic. There's backlinks and stories to agency tours. There's also fantastic blogs on practically every destination and area. Content marketing, you've got the global affiliate networking, but I think the main thing, especially for the very small agencies, is the booking and payment system. There's a fully interactive booking and payment system, which can be really costly if you're a small business and you need to set up some payment system. That can be really costly. But if you buy one of the basic packages, then that's included in the cost, and it's actually saving you a lot of money. And on top of that, you're getting all the added additional benefits. And then moving on to the other packages, the premium package. Let me think. You've got hosting and promotions during the webinar or workshops. So, for example, if you've got a premium package, you would be able to come onto these webinars and talk about your products. And then we've got the gold premium packages, which is similar, but you've got additional promotional materials, email marketing, content creation and distribution, and partnership and strategic advice. So, there really is something for everyone within these packages, and they're very competitively priced. I think also things like, it's really hard if you're a new tour operator, for example, or a new tour agent. It's really hard to focus on creating your tours. You don't know about SEO, and you don't know about building marketing lists. All these little things are really time consuming. So if you've got a company that can hold your hand and help you with all these things, then it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. And what are your advices for our local agencies in getting credibility and trust on the international market?
Sorry, can you repeat that question, Besma?
I'm asking about your advices on like getting better credibility and trust on the international market when you
Yeah,
talk about travel agencies from the Western Balkans.
I think absolutely being part of a larger group that gives you instant credibility. Being part of a larger company such as Balkan Vibe, obviously, you've got instant credibility there. You've got everything's in place for you. I've just covered this. It's really hard to start social networking or social media from scratch. It's time consuming. Things like the payment systems. If you've got a professional payment system, you don't want somebody to see a holiday or a package that they want to buy on the internet, and then they have to disconnect and call you, because that between these stages, that's when the booking can drop off. With Balkanvibe, it's a fully interactive booking service. If you see a package you like, you can book it there and then. There's there's credibility in itself. You don't have to mess around. There's no transactions you don't have to wire money. It's all done very professionally, and these things are what gives people the security and the company credibility, and they're more likely to get the bookings this way.
Okay, great, thank you. Thierry, do you maybe have some questions for Donna? Or Donna, if you have some questions for Thierry, just go ahead. Thierry?
I think WTM is in London is definitely an interesting place to promote the global affiliate, and I'd be very interested also to find out the kind of online connections you're going to be making there, and seeing who is really interesting. I think there's a lot of work still also to be done here with our local businesses. So getting them on board on Balkanvibe here, but I think there's a really good case to be made for the UK market, especially if we can access those partners through you, Donna, and through the WTM.
I think having having these low cost airline tickets in place is the key, really. And they are available now, because obviously if the airline tickets aren't there, then people can't travel, but they are available, so it leaves the areas open for the British tourism to explore, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, maybe we can share those as well with the network.
Absolutely, yeah.
Here, I mean, so that the companies here know where will they fly into? Is it going to be Tivat? Is it going to be Split, Zadar, or is it what other places? Tuzla.
That's what I'll be working on this week. I'll be making a complete airline list. The low cost airlines have just been released in the UK. They only come out roughly about 8 months ahead in the UK, so they've just been released. And the first low cost flights from the UK start in May 2019 through to October 2019. So they are available now. I've just been looking at some of the fares from Luton and Stansted, and they're as low as £60-70 return, which is incredible.
Great. Thank you for sharing such a great information with us. That would be everything from me. If you have some questions, just let me know so we can discuss it. Okay.
I think we've covered everything.
Thank you for being a part of this webinar, and see you during the next webinar that will be held in about 15 days. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.